What's going on YouTube, it's Gadgets Boy and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K. So I'm an avid Sony camera user and I started out with a Nikon, then moved on to Canon before parking a bus right at Sony's car park until now. I came across the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema 4K camera and I automatically fell in love with its form factor, but did it win me over enough for me to ditch the A7R II and the A7S II? Let's find out. The Blackmagic Pocket Cinema 4K camera is not literally something you put in your pocket. It's something that performs the job of a large cinema camera in a light portable form factor. It has a 4/3 size sensor, 13 stops of dynamic range and a dual native ISO up to 25,600. That means you get stunning HDR image, incredible low light performance, something the A7S II or a lot of Sony mirrorless cameras are known for. In fact, it's still one of the reasons why I stay with Sony. The Pocket Cinema 4K camera is super light, even with the lens attached. You can either hate it or love it when using a handheld, but it's something that I really like doing. It has external controls that give you quick access to essential functions. So on top, you'll notice 3 buttons that can be changed to suit your shooting style. One thing I love is its large 5-inch touchscreen. It makes it super easy to frame shots, focus accurately, and change camera settings whilst shooting. For storage, like images and videos, although it's more for videos in my opinion, you can record onto standard SD UHS 2 or CFast 2.0 cards in RAW and ProRes at up to 120 frames per second. In addition, the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K has an MFT lens mount, built-in microphones, mini XLR input, full-sized HDMI, 3D LUT support, Bluetooth and USB-C expansion port. With a USB-C expansion port, it means you can basically attach an external SSD drive like the one from SanDisk or Samsung to do a bit more. Blackmagic says the Pocket Cinema 4K camera is highly durable, but since it was a loan device, I couldn't risk testing that as I don't have a spare £1,000 lying around to replace it with. It was delivered in a Pelican case though, maybe that's saying something, who knows. The camera is versatile in many areas. For example, you can get adapters for PL, C, EF and more. You can use more lenses from manufacturers such as Canon, Nikon, Pentax, Leica and even Panavision. You don't need an external monitor because of its big display, but because you can't flip it or anything, it makes it difficult to see when you're filming in from awkward angles or in a direct sunlight situation. So for that reason, I think you still need an external monitor which you can mount on top of it. Oh, and there's no viewfinder either. As mentioned briefly earlier, you can record for longer directly to an external SSD or flash disk using the built-in USB-C expansion slot. The files recorded would work with all professional post-production software like Final Cut Pro, Adobe Premiere Pro, or even the included DaVinci Resolve Studio software. Their ability to record to an external drive means you can shoot high quality lossless 12-bit RAW or even high frame rate 60 frames per second in 4K without worrying about it at all. For software, I really like the simple to use buttons and menus and interface. It's easy to find and adjust settings unlike Sony's EDS menu system. Add metadata, you can view recording status, for example on the screen. You can see which card is capturing the content as well, which is pretty cool. I also love how you can add 3D LUTs for recording, so baked into the video whilst recording and monitoring. HDR output via HDMI, custom presets, extended video format, Bluetooth remote control, external timecode from audio input, RAW, recording and more. I really like all those things that it allows you to do so that you can shoot without any concerns. For power, the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K uses a standard removable LPE6 type battery. You also get a lock-in DC power connector so you can't be accidentally disconnected in the middle of a shoot. The issue here, however, is that the battery doesn't really last that long, not even for a full day's worth of shoot. So you need to get an extra battery or batteries. It often gets hot, especially via its heat dissipation vent underneath it, which sometimes can be annoying. The flaps that cover the ports can also easily come loose and hard to fit back in properly like new. So all in all, use the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema 4K camera 4. If you're a YouTuber or filmmaker and you want to step up your game whilst accessing a free editing suite, encoding your video with LUTs, big screen and good lighting to see what you're shooting, something that's versatile, rugged and light, then it's definitely one for you. For me, I see it as a backup or second camera as I shoot out and about, not something I'd have as a standalone unit. Having said that though, I've thoroughly enjoyed using it. It's going to be on my purchase list for next year, 2019. It can be a great tool for shooting independent films and documentaries, fashion shows, travel blogs, web videos, weddings, corporate videos, sports, and plenty of other things that you can shoot with this little gem here. Over to you though. Have you used one before? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you have any questions as well, feel free to ask them as well, as I've reviewed this from my perspective and something that I'd normally do with my A7S II. So there might be other things that you guys want to know that I also tested but didn't mention in this video. In the meantime, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the bell button as well, so you'll be one of the first people to know every time there's a new video on this channel. Thanks again for watching, happy holidays, and see you guys in the new year.